Hey everybody, we're live. Trying to catch up with some content. Been a little bit behind here lately, so I thought I'd jump on stream today. Play some games as always. So we're gonna jump onto Talishar and get some reps in on Vynnset. Uh, Also, I owe you guys sort of an update about the calling Minneapolis and our travels down there. So I'll chat a little bit about that. And then I'm super stoked about Rosetta. I was there, hence the background here. I was there for sort of the live announcement of Rosetta at the Calling Minneapolis, and it was very hype. The screen was very hard to see, but we were kind of looking on our phones at the live stream. It was cool to be there while they were announcing it, so that was super cool. But anyways, this is the list that I brought to the Calling, by the way. I'm pretty settled on the list. Overall, like my experience going to Minneapolis for a larger, this was for US Nationals. I'm Canadian. Happy Canada Day, by the way. It's a holiday here in Canada, so I got the day off. It's gloomy outside as well, so perfect excuse for streaming. But yeah, a few weeks ago now, we traveled down for US Nationals, competed in the Calling, mostly just there to hang out with friends. 7 or 8 of us here from Winnipeg. Drove down. It's not terribly far there, Minneapolis. Drove down to take advantage of, access to a larger event. I've never competed in a Calling. Biggest event I went to before this one was Canadian Nationals, which is very small comparatively. So it was really cool to be in the big convention center with all the vendors and the prize wall. We didn't have a prize wall at Canadian Nats. Hopefully that changes moving forward. But anyway, super cool. We mostly played inside events, but we did play in the Calling, several of us. Not a great showing from the Winnipeg crew. Some of us were like X and 2. The later rounds decided for side events. I was 3 and 3 in the end. Decided to drop for side events. 3 and 3 are sort of out of contention anyways. But this is the list that I brought, kind of getting a little off topic. And this is sort of the list that developed after the Nico Bonet, friend of the channel and amazing guy, devoted some time to sit down with us and walk us through some of the decisions that he made. He had a really nice finish at Battle Hardened Montreal. So this deck has sort of developed, evolved, and sort of settled on this list after that conversation. And I'm pretty settled on this list. It feels really good. I feel like if you like, this is a good, solid list. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just a very solid, and I think this is a really good list to sort of build confidence on the deck and just get better on Vynnset. So I really love this list. It's in the comments if you're curious about the deck list. It also has up-to-date matchup information based on my current thinking. Take it with a grain of salt. You can definitely tweak here, but there's a 48 card main board. This is not going to be anything new for those of you who follow the channel. We haven't really changed much since the Calling. I've been very busy traveling since then as well. So again, trying to catch up a little bit on content. But thank you guys for hanging out, by the way. Hopefully the stream quality is okay. I know there's some hiccups here and there. I'm still working on that. Not a professional by any stretch of the means. So I hope it is okay throughout. But here's the list. 48 card core. Again, this is just a very, very solid list. Okay. We are going to jump on Talishar and get some reps in on this while we chat and catch up a little bit. But yes, nothing too crazy with the main board here. You're not going to see anything that's going to surprise you probably. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to chat about it. And the sideboard. I'm pretty settled on this list. I'll talk through a couple things that you could consider tweaking, but again, as a solid Vynnset core, I think this does a good job sort of like balancing that. It's a pretty consistent list, and it's a good list to kind of on. So in our sideboard, again, 48 card main board, so you're going to 12 cards depending on the matchup. I am on Beseech, and I have been convinced to go up to 3 Beseech, and it does feel good. So I'm reluctantly admitting that Siege the Demagon is a very good card. It's a good 2-card combo, like Beseech and even Bounding is very good. We're off Swarming Gloomveil. We're off all of those like cute red line sort of pieces in favor of, I think, consistency here. But we are on Besiege. It does feel good. It also feels really good, just Besiege Whale. We're on 6 D-Reacts, as most lists are. I think that's the correct play. We're on 2 Revel and Runeblood, and honestly, Nico had some arguments against Revel, or he wasn't too sure about Revel, so this could be one card that you look at cutting. The breaking, the main downs, it's 0 for 4, which is very good, and it allows you to kind of open up your Banish Zone, so it is a very, very good card. It's very good into Guardian and those slow rolly decks where you have to build up a huge turn. So it does have utility for sure, and I really do love Revel, but there is an argument like having it destroy all your rune chains at the end of the turn, not the end of the world, but if you're chaining like Deathly Whales, you are losing value there. So there's an argument for this. I understand why Nico's sort of like steering a little bit away from it. So argument to be made, like if you are looking for slots, that could be a good one. And then Envelop in Darkness, let me know if you guys can hear me, by the way, and let me know if the quality of the stream is okay right now. We're still trying to figure that out. But hopefully everything is okay on your end. We're on 2 yellow envelops. The consistency again, right? We're off of Grasp as a main equipment piece. So Vexing is very, very good into aggro matchups. It allows you to kind of like set up for that big push at the end. I am still putting, and I'm learning more about the matchups where Grasp is better. I am still using it in sort of like grindy matchups primarily. So that's a thing. But because we're no longer on Grasp as a main piece and we're not losing that value, pitching a blue to make a rune chant doesn't feel great. We do need some number of Envelop in Darkness. So I'm on the 3 reds in the main board and 2 yellows in the sideboard. And so this is another piece that I don't know. I do feel like you do need some of them just to unstick yourself once in a while. If you're not seeing your rune blood incantations, for example, you need that extra rune chant, or if you're not stringing reduced to rune chants between turns, things like that. So if you're going more aggro and you're not siding in the reduce, Envelop yellow, I think, is a great choice. But again, trying to figure out what the critical mass of like rune chant generation is for the deck. We're on 2 yellow mauve in the sideboard. We are running the reds and the blues in the main board. Again, just trying to push that aggro potential. And then we're on widespread destruction in the sideboard. This could go in the main board. It's good into most everything, but sometimes it doesn't really do much if your opponent's not really caring about their arsenal, or if they're arsenaling like a D-React or something. So it is in the sideboard. I sided in for heroes that care about their arsenal more. Oblivion still in the sideboard. Shadow Averser. So the idea here, 9 blues in the main board. We have 3 blues we can side in from the sideboard, and some volume of yellows as well, because new exists, and new requires you to fundamentally change the structure of your deck. We pull out the Deathly Whales, we pull out the Widespread Annihilations. You do not want this coming at your own face from new, so that's a thing. Again, let me know if the stream quality is okay, because I don't really know on my end. Okay, so that's the list. Again, I'm pretty settled on it. I did have a recent discussion with Nico. Nico really loves Nebula Blade. And sorry, Nico, I keep throwing you under the bus here. I hope you don't mind. And I get it. It's a really cool weapon. So my maybe board right now is sort of like if I wanted to test Nebula Blade. So chains would probably go back in because we need a higher volume of blues. Blue Pummel probably goes back in, a versatile piece that you can consider either way. And then Chains of Eminence is in the maybe board right now as well, because it kind of bamboozles Zen. So if Zen becomes, well, he is sort of already an issue, but if he becomes more of an issue, or if he's very prominent in your local, Chains targeting Tiger, whatever, can shut down those big turns. Crouching Tiger. So yeah, Chains of Eminence is one I'm definitely have my eye on. I have not tested it yet, but I think it's a really neat piece against Zen. So as we continue to chat, and okay, awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate the heads up there. Stream quality seems good. for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Um, Welcome, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. Eloquent Vynnset. This is my list. Again, the one we just went through in the description of the video. We're just going to jump in, see what we can do. Get some reps, practice those lines. And yeah, I mean, we still love Vynnset here. We're always going to love Vynnset. We're always going to get reps on Vynnset. However, I have been considering starting to bring a different list. Like I was on Vynnset the whole weekend for US Nats, 3 days. I played tons of CC side events. We played 10 rounds of CC one day. I was Vynnset the whole way, Vynnset calling, Vynnset at the 2 side events following the calling. It might have been more than 10 rounds. I don't know. We played a crazy amount of CC that weekend, and I was on Vynnset the whole time. I'm not like off Vynnset by any means, but I have been considering taking a bit of a break at least. Ooh, we get to face a new, which is not an easy matchup, but it is fun. So that's fun. But I have been considering like building something else to bring to my locals just to get a little change of scenery. But so I just one very, very recent change. I just convinced myself that Grasp is better into new because it is a bit of a grindy matchup. I'd show you the makeup of the deck, but that tends to destroy the stream a little bit with all the graphical elements. So I won't do that for you guys, but you can take a look again in the description of the video. You can find my deck list and take a look at the new matchup and take a look at what I got going there. But the main thing is you pull out the impactful blue attacks like Annihilation. You definitely do not want to run Annihilation into new. Having that sent back at you is really not a good time, and you're not going to make that mistake too many times. But yeah, beyond that, and then we're siding in like Oblivion and Shadow Averser, those low impact blues that they can't really do much with, just to kind of keep the volume of blues up. But yeah, as a starting hand, this is not bad at all. We're gonna they're going first, which is a little unfortunate. They're gonna surgically extract some information from us. This does banish from hand, which sort of allows us to like load up our banish zone. I might be tempted to like, I kind of want to hold on to envelop, but it might be a little early for envelop. So I might just like, I don't want to take any damage. What are they going to do? They're going to pump it +3 maybe, and it'll still hit. I'm going to throw envelop, and I'm going to pass to reacts, and we'll make a rune chant on their turn. They're going to hiss, yeah. So it'll go up to 7. But we're going to still do this. They'll banish our whale, which is fine. It's turn 0. They're going to give it go again for some reason that I don't understand yet. So we get to get Deathly Whale in our banish. We get to start on a rune chant. This is not a bad turn 0 by any means. This is a great turn 1 as well. I'm feeling pretty good about this start. We're going to banish the Ruin, I believe, and we're going to set up Incant and play a Read the Runes. I don't think there's any use in swinging this turn. I think it's just more setup. Yeah. And again, we're on Grasp. This is sort of an experiment here into new. I just think that she's a bit grindy. Holy, that's a weird, weird hand. I don't think we want that many Envelop in Darknesses unless we have a blue. If they let us keep, they're not going to let us keep our hand, but I don't know if we're willing to take damage to throw another. Like these 2 represent 8 damage. So these 3 cards represent 8 damage, which is not terrible, especially since they all represent 2 block. I still don't know how much I need to respect Beckoning Mistblade. Like, do we just throw Oval in front of it? I think I just want to see what they're going to follow it up with. But that's one thing I'm struggling with. I don't know if I need to respect that weapon. Feels like bad value unless you're just getting the 1 value from Oval. This is a scary one, isn't it? Banish top card of their deck. Look at their hand. Yeah, I hate that. Hate that for us. Whenever this banishes an action card, gain 1. Well, this is not going to be 2. They have 1 float. It's at least going to be 5, if not like 8. So, like, my ideal situation, we don't really have easy go again on our next turn unless we do like creeper shenanigans. So it might be a bit early for that. So, like, there aren't that many cards that we're happy to give up. But I also really don't want this to hit. So, I want to hold on to Eloquent Eulogy. There's no way they're just bluffing, right? Like, we can't just block this Xaxes. This is what I hate about new. I don't know. What's the worst that can happen? Let's do this. We're just going to block the Xaxes. They're going to push it over, obviously. Bring it to 5. Okay. They're going to banish probably Eulogy or maybe... I don't know what they choose to banish here. What did they get off top? Mobs, guys? So then they need something of the same color? Is that how it works? Yeah, okay. So that's not actually that bad for us. Because... Let's read that card again. Of the same color. Yeah. So they hit a blue off top, which is pretty lucky for us. We don't have we only have 6 blues, I think, for this matchup. So when this hits top card of deck and then from graveyard, we don't really care about them banishing everything from graveyard. And they're looking for cards of the same color. I don't know if I care. The damage here. I think we're getting a little greedy, which is fine. We have a lot of Rin Chance. So they're going to bring it to 4. That's okay. So we're going to go to 29. They're going to banish Mauve Sky's yellow. So they're not going to get any value. Yeah, that's fine. Which is good. We're leaking damage, though, but we're setting up a pretty scary turn here. So we're going to banish this Eloquent Eulogy. We're at 7 chance. I think we go Whale, Creepers in, Envelop. That's probably the most impactful. And then, like, we guarantee spell round. I think that's the call. And then we'll end on 2 chance, because I don't think I'll close the chain. I think we'll go Whale, Creepers in, Envelop, Eloquent Eulogy. Seems like a pretty good line to me. How's everybody doing, by the way? We got 5 or 6 of you hanging out. I always appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks to everybody who came up. I met a bunch of people at Nationals. A bunch of people came up and introduced themselves and said that they appreciated my content, which was really, really cool to hear. I really appreciated that. So if any of you are in chat, thanks. Thanks for coming up. So we have no reactions on this. We're just going to let it resolve. We're going to Creepers in and Envelop in Darkness and pay. And then we're just going to follow up with an Eloquent Eulogy. We'll end on 2 chant. This is for 7 from the buff on Envelop in Darkness. So we went 7 and 6 plus 1 and 7. 13, 21 damage turns. Not bad at all. We're going to end on 2 chants with Incantation up. And we're going to have an Eloquence, which can be shenanigans. They're choosing to go pretty aggro. They must have a pretty strong hand, which scares me a little bit. But we have a great setup for our next turn. We did draw into a D-React, which we're happy with. Happy Canada Day as well, if there are any Canadians in chat. Hope you're enjoying your day. Happy Canada Day to everybody. Everybody in the world is Canadian today. Why not? Leave no witnesses. I don't really care about that card, do I? Not when we don't have an arsenal. They can make it big. They can make it really big. We don't need to... This is like a good opportunity to block with one of these, right? Excuse me. Do we care more about... We like the life gain here. So we'll block with this. Oh. Ooh, maybe they're trying to get it in graveyard. Or they're either just going to buff it into Oblivion, or they're wanting to get it into... They're buffing it into Oblivion. The other thing I was thinking of is they maybe just want to get it into graveyards so that they can, what's it called? Codex. That would be unfortunate. But if they do, we still have sync. So I think we still just let this hit. We go to 20. They're at 21. So we're kind of maintaining life parity. They get it. Oh, I love when they get Funeral Moon off. Well, blocking with Funeral Moon feels super, super free into new, which is fun. Picked up Vynnset as a second Blitz deck last week. Cool. I just played Vynnset yesterday in Blitz at our armory. Briar's a bit of a menace in Blitz. So there are a couple like heavy hitters in Blitz right now. But always love Vynnset. This is a bit of a punish to hold back the sync, but again, it's just damage. What are we doing on our turn? We're gonna banish this Deathly Delight. We're gonna Mauve Skies Delight or Mauve Skies Ruin. And then we can't really produce the chance. We need to come in with the other thing. Mauve Delight Flail is still... I don't know if we care about this. We're just soaking up a bunch of damage, though, which doesn't feel great. I think I want to end on the Funeral Moon. Usually a casual player, can't play often. Brute main. Awesome. 3-3 in the PQ event at German Nats. On Brute. That's pretty good. Congrats. Good finish. I think 3-3 is a great... I'm happy with 3-3 usually. Yeah, congratulations. It's cool to see casual players kind of get more entrenched in the game and trying their hand at more competitive level events. So good for you. Okay, I'm gonna go Mauve Skies, which breaks our Eloquence. So Eloquence wasn't gonna do anything. Oh, would Eloquence have done anything? Do we? Let's undo for a second. No, because there's no way we're producing enough. Well, we could block. There's a line. 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 Okay, we're gonna bluff. They seem to be wanting to take a lot of damage. If they take any damage here, we get to Funeral Moon and create... They did take damage. So, okay. This is pretty good, actually. I'm glad I saw this line. So, sorry, I'm not communicating fully. Deathly Delight, because they took damage, we can play Funeral Moon at instant speed, which is going to create us a action point. Restore our action point from Eloquence. That also creates us a rune chant. We can grasp after that with the blue mauve. So it functionally gives us go again. And the blue allows us to create a second chant so we can play widespread ruin after. So that's a pretty decent line. We have to do it right. So we just have to let this resolve. Well, it doesn't really matter. Then we Funeral Moon. That, I don't know if we care to take the life. So we're going to say no on that. Let Funeral Moon resolve. We're going to activate Grasp now that we have our action point back. It's going to cost us 3, which is fine. Pitch our blue. We have 2. We follow up with Ruin. Decent. That line is not super easy to see. The Eloquence stuff is... But I think whenever you see Eloquence, if you're holding either Read the Runes or Funeral Moon, or if you have access to them, like us, we had Funeral Moon and Banish. Yeah, take a second look for sure, because there's usually shenanigans. Okay, KO. Yeah, I'm thinking about giving KO another shot. I was just talking about building a second deck. Like, I've been a Vynnset main for a long time, and I still very much love Vynnset, obviously. Okay, there's the Banish. There was nothing else for us to do there, eh? No, we're just going to stuff this in Arsenal, which we're happy with. We got another sync. I think this is pretty good. We're looking okay. They're down to 6, so they're going to have to start respecting what we're doing. But yeah, I was considering building another deck just to kind of get a refresher break from Vynnset a little bit, at least for the local armories. I'm still going to put out Vynnset content, so don't worry about that. But KO is one I want to revisit. Really fun deck. Brute is probably my second favorite class. Do you think there will be something for Vynnset in the new set Rosetta? I really hope so. I think there will be generic Runeblade cards. Whether Vynnset's going to want them or not is a different story. But that said, We are going to talk Rosetta. I have a tab here a little bit later, but I'm super friggin' excited. I think we lost our opportunity to get value off of Oval, I think. Is this the Mistblade that we respect, or do we keep not respecting it? We're not going to respect it because we have sinks. I don't know. That's my excuse. I am insanely excited about Rosetta, though. I think it's going to be like the flavor of that set really speaks to me. I'm not sure about the electric or lightning rune blade, but I'm super excited for Florian. When I started into TCG, oh, this card. Okay, at least we have our like safety nets. We have Tunic up and Envelop, which really makes me want to keep that. How big could this get? 2, 6, 8. The thing that I don't know about new is like how bad they could buff it. I think I'm just gonna put grass just as like a safety net, and then maybe that'll make them believe that we're just blocking it out Xaxes, when in reality we can give them 2 sinks. So we'll see how much they can buff it. If they buff it once, we give them 1 sink. If they buff it again, we give them a 2nd sink. They're not going to do anything about it, so that's fine. They have a scarier thing. How big can this get is the question, because this also has a very bad on hit. So do we do the same thing and just like over respect it? Because I wish we do. Yeah, we're just going to over respect it because I think we can creepers in the envelop if I just calculated my resources correctly. We're not going to sink because we want to sit on these sink belows, and they're going to try and buff this as much as possible, but I think we can still cover it. So we're going to sink. We'll keep the other sink in. So this is up to 7. We'll have to give them both sinks, right? This is up to 7, and we are blocking 6. So yeah, we have to give them the other sink. That's okay. That's okay. A bit of an overblock, but I just want to make sure. I really don't want this to hit. And we have a scary turn next turn with some more creepers shenanigans. So I think this just shuts them down, which is fine. I'm going to catch up with chat in a second. It's getting away from me, but I just need to concentrate on this line. So we banish the whale. Oh, that's the one thing that I did not consider. No, we don't have a creepers line because we have to play the envelop. So I didn't need to keep this wraith. Oh, we also don't have. I thought we had a banked. Yeah, I just got really confused. That's fine. We still have a good turn. So we'll use our tunic resource. Actually, no, we don't. Sorry, I'm going to undo that. Because, oops, no. Sorry, we're going to go back to start of turn. Sorry. We're going to say sorry. Okay. We're still going to banish the whale. I want to sit on the tunic resource because this wrath isn't going to do anything for us in Arsenal. So I think it's best to just pitch and then hold on to the tunic resource in case we need it. We are going to pay, so we want to end on a couple rune chants. And this is still 3 and 7, 1 unpreventable while they're at 6. So they're going to have to start respecting what we're doing. Okay, I got way off track. We were talking about Rosetta, I think, but I'm super stoked for it. Yeah, so to answer your question, I hope Vynnset gets some ammo. I think it's on their radar that Vynnset needs a little more of a push. So if anything, maybe there'll be like a Vynnset spec in the expansion slot. Maybe they'll give it to me as my first spoiler card. That would be pretty cool. He's fun in Blitz. I thought about a second class for a while. Oh, KO in Blitz. Yeah. And since I got shock timers and creepers, I thought Aurora. My friend has an extra extended art carapace. Very nice. I don't have extended art carapace. I wish I did. That's one of the bling pieces that I do not have. Okay, they go to 3. We end on 2 chants. I think we're pretty happy with where we're at right now. Oblivion's not going to do much for us right now, but we can chain in a whale. Ooh, yeah, we would love to give them Bounding Demagon. If this hits, it's not the end of the world, right? Because this in Banish will be great for us. Mauve, Deathly, and Bounding is a really good turn. So thank you for allowing us to put that in banish off of your ability. I appreciate it. Sorry. Okay. What were we talking about? Blitz, KO, Florian. Florian seems fun. I'm very excited about it. We're going to mob Sky's Whale into Bounding. And they are going to get very close to death. Yeah, Aurora seems interesting. I'm like a flavor type person. And the flavor of Aurora doesn't really speak to me as much as the flavor of Florian. What I was going to say earlier, which I completely forgot to say, they wanted to, I don't know what they did with the last rune chant. Is that when I got into TCGs, Magic the Gathering, I was a Golgari player. I love interacting with Graveyard. They're going to go to 1. I don't think they're very familiar with the Vynnset matchup, honestly. Because I don't think going to 1 is the play. It just kind of gives us the game. And they're going to have to give us Tunic here, unless they have a D-React. They're going to have to give us Tunic. Yeah, I don't think they're super familiar with this matchup, which is our, like, that's what wins it for us. So we just win. Yeah. GG's. That was fun, though. Okay, I keep getting distracted. Main menu. What I was saying, when I got into TCGs, I got into Golgari, love Graveyard interactions. What I was going to say, Decompose seems like a very cool mechanic. Let's just look while we're on the topic. Let's look how freaking cool this set is. Can I zoom? Okay. Felling the Crown costs 3. This Decompose thing just seems so cool. I love Earth. I love the vibe too. I actually study trees. I'm a tree scientist, so I really love Earth. I love the vibe of the whole Earth mechanic. There are 4 more Earth cards in your Banish Zone. This gets +4, so it's a 3 for 8. Has Decompose. When this attacks, you may banish 2 Earth cards for an action card. I love that idea of like recycling from Graveyard, interacting with Graveyard again. Like this was like my first mechanic that really like got me into TCGs or like kind of captured my attention. If you do, each hero puts a card from their hand on the bottom of their deck, so that's really cool too. You get to disrupt their hand. I don't know. I love that idea. And then like, I don't know, I'm not much of a wizard player, but maybe I'll try my hand. And also, okay, I'm just going crazy on Rosetta, but what's Terra? Terra as a guardian seems really fun too. But this set is just like looks insane. But Florian is for sure. I'm gonna be putting some Florian content out there, just an FYI. You know, I still love Vynnset. She's always gonna be our original Bae, but this hero, the vibe, the look, the friggin' cool sword that he's summoning out of a tree stump, like I just love everything about this vibe. I love the Decompose mechanic. Let's take a look at his ability or their ability. I'm not sure. Where I'm gonna have to look it up. They did have Florian's ability posted somewhere. I guess we're gonna have to look it up. That's fine. But anyways, I don't know why we can't just see the card here. Okay, let's pull it up. Florian. Fab. This. Okay. If there are 4 more Earth cards in your Banish Zone, Florian gets if you would create 1 or more Aura tokens, it doubles your Aura tokens. That's friggin' cool. So it basically mimics the Decompose mechanic. If you have Earth cards, it rewards you for having Earth cards in your Banish Zone. And if you're able to do that, so it kind of like feeds off of the Decompose mechanic, I should say, and gives you extra rune chance, extra rune blood incantations. I don't know if you want rune blood incantation, but it also just like gives me, I don't know. It just seems like such a cool. They just seem like such a cool hero. I'm so stoked. I am definitely going to be making some Florian content. So if you're excited about that, be sure to follow because there's going to be some of that to come for sure. I'm a Runeblade main. I love Chain. That was the first Runeblade that I fell in love with. Vynnset now, and Florian might be the new hotness. I'm not sure. Okay, sorry. Catching up with chat. Do you prefer Grasp or Quillhand for Blitz? Probably Quillhand. Quillhand as a default. There's an argument for Grasp into some matchups, but I think for Blitz you really need that that extra oomph to kind of push things over at the end. So tomorrow for Florian, maybe. I think they're going to want a large volume of Earth cards. So it might find a home in that deck. And Terra, I don't know. I'm not much of a Guardian guy, but Terra might convince me. While we're on the topic, sorry again, we'll jump on Talishar. We'll play some more Vynnset, but Florian gives me the vibes of what I like. Briar, I love Briar. I played a lot of Briar as well. Again, big Runeblade guy. And I always wanted Briar to be like this go tall smashy hero, and she really wasn't. Like the builds that work the best are the go wide ones where you can really take advantage or abuse channel mount heroic. But this is like one of my janky Briar builds, but I think it'll give you the idea. Like my dream setup would be like, I even play Overload because it's just funny, but like Bramble Spark or like, obviously you want to make Embodiment of Lightning, but like Bramble Spark into like a fused Bramble Spark into Earthlore Surge. So like +8. Make Embodiment of Lightning come in with like, I don't know if you have extra blues, like a Shrill for what, 8 + 7, 15 go again. And if you have 2 blues, then you have extra for Rosetta Thorn. That's the type of Runeblade that I wanted Briar to be. Like go tall, make one giant thing and just give it go for no reason because her abilities are insane. So just like buff, big thing, and then follow up with Rosetta Thorn if you can. So I have a lot of like 2-cost things. There was a method to the madness here for the resource curve. I don't think this is a great list to tell you the truth, because this is sort of like a hybrid build with the Rabbles and the Swarmings to try and take advantage of channel mount, but it also has pieces to try and go tall. So it's a little bit of a confused build. I had more that were leaning more heavily into that idea of like buff, one big thing, Rosetta Thorn. But I don't know. Again, we don't know much about Florian, but they're giving me that vibe for now. Like maybe do big, and I want to do big. So I'm insanely stoked for Florian. Verdansk looks super sweet too. Like these cards are so beautiful, but that's LSS / Flesh and Blood for you. But Terra, you know what? I'm actually sort of stoked about Terra, and I might give him a anyways, let's get some more Vynnset testing in. But I mean, again, I was there at US Nuts Calling, whatever, in Minneapolis when they made the announcement, and everybody was gathered. It was really cool to be there, right? And like experience that with a group of people. A lot of people like gathered around. There was a screen where they were showing like stream information and stuff like that. And it was like hard to see the screen, unfortunately, but a bunch of people gathered there. Most of us were looking on our phones to see and like zoom in and read the cards and stuff like that. Ooh, Kano. Oh, we don't even have, I'm just gonna have to piece this together quickly because we don't have an actual sideboard for Kano. But essentially you're putting in all the AB and the Spell Void stuff. This might break the stream. Apologies if it does. Which is very hard to see with all of this stuff. This yellow essentially is what we're putting in, and then we'll also just throw in some big smashy pieces and call it a day. Anyway, super excited for Rosetta. Start with a whale, I think, and just pass. They'll probably do Kano shenanigans, but we have a blue. don't know if passing was the call. I mean, we might actually swing in the end if they empty their hand. They're doing stuff. Tome, E-pot. They're pitching to Kano again. But they might make us block, because Aether Spindle is not a cool card. Yeah, we have AB4, so we'll AB what we can from this, I think. We'll AB4 of the 5, pitching that. We're not going to use Spell Void yet, that's for sure. But yeah, Earth him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Terra seems fun. Terra seems fun. What is Vynnset missing in your opinion? I have an interesting conversation about that with Nico. If you haven't seen that, I interviewed the very proficient Vynnset player who got a good finish at Battle Hard in Montreal. And we chatted about ideas, and this sort of like deck came from. We might as well pitch, right? We don't really care to have Widespread Ruin, and yeah, I think we're good with that. Sorry. So yeah, we chatted about that, and he had some really good ideas. And my buddy Tyler, shout out, local good friend of mine. Do we send Flail at them? No, because they'll just give us whatever they have in hand. Okay. A shield. So Tyler gave it a name. What was it? Blood Shield Scaletta. Something. Okay, we had a bottom some stuff. I shouldn't put the blue on the bottom, but here we are. Blood Shield would like, if it was very overtuned, it would be like a block 2 with temper 2 that makes a rune chant when you block, which is very overtuned. So what we came to as a compromise is to you, which is sort of like flavor. We are sitting on a million reds. Do we block 2 here? I think we do. I don't want them to dig that far. So I think we're going to give them these 2. Not Spell Void. Wow, they've drawn into some really good stuff off top so far. Okay, Blood Shield. Yeah. So overtuned version of it would be Temper 2, makes a rune chant when you block. So to temper it a little bit would be it deals a damage to you, which isn't that beneficial on your opponent's turn. It would activate like a Funeral Moon. So it's like, it's flavorful, right? If it dealt the damage on your turn, that's a different story. It's a little bit plays to your advantage. But I think it helps tune it down a little bit if it's dealing damage to you on your opponent's turn. We don't play the Funeral Moon out here, I don't think. So Blood Shield, which is already a card in our mind, would be amazing. The other thing that Nico was talking about, which I agree, is like another 0-cost Shadow non-attack that does something impactful. I think that would be really good too. Oh, I didn't realize we were short a rune chant. Do we go back? I wasn't really paying attention, which is unfortunate. Or do we just Eloquent Eulogy? I don't know. Let's just Eulogy. This might be wrong. I think I should have probably Funeral Mooned on their turn. I don't want to rewind that much, though. But the play would have been Funeral Moon on their turn. I didn't realize we needed another rune chant. The idea here was to play out Whale and hold on to Funeral Moon so we could hopefully generate a bunch of rune chants by the end of the turn. But this will be fine. Sitting onto Funeral Moon. I wonder if we play it out. I think we probably do. They're going to spindle us again, which I hate. I think we just have to take it, but we're letting them dig, which is really not good. They're going to have... we're letting them set up too much, which is not good. But it is what it is. We're doing what we can. A little bit of a blunder on our part, though. We should have played out the Funeral Moon, but that's okay. Yeah, so 0 cost Shadow non-attack or the Blood Shield would be sick. The shield would be very cool. If you're listening to this, which you're probably not. Make us a shield, please. That would be fun. We need a cool offhand. Give it Arcane Barrier while you're at it. Why not? No, I'm just kidding. Asking too much. Have I played much Viscerai? I have not. I have not played any. I have not played any Viscerai. If you're looking for Viscerai tips, though, Hank or just the Goblin Reserve. Hank from the Goblin Reserve, really good guy. I think we're going to end on a rune chant, right? Yeah, let's just make a rune chant before we close the chain. We're going to go shields down, but they're not going to be able to do very much here. They took some damage, which is okay. We're ending on a rune chant. So yeah, Hank on Goblin Reserve. He also showcased his Viscerai build, the League That Means Nothing. So another shout out there to Az from Go Again Gaming. Friend of a friend and personal friend, I would say as well. Really good guy, amazing content as well. So shout out to Az. Awesome mullet. What else can I say? Aether Flare sucks. We have some blues. Let's block 4. Pitching like this. I'm not thinking very hard. It's hard to play Vynnset and talk. So Go Again Gaming, the League That Means Nothing. Hank showcases Viscerai list on season 1. And Bill and I, Bill Spike Feeders, we're shouting everybody out today. Casted that game. And it was a ton of fun. And he did some shenanigans. Viscerai is shenanigans. Okay, now if we play out the Mauve Skies, there's not much we can do with it. So I think we play out the Delight alone, and then we either sit on the Mauve Skies or we respond to something that they want to do, since it's a blue. So yeah, Viscerai, Goblin Reserve. Hank also, we hung out quite a bit. He was at Calling Minneapolis, and so we chatted a lot. Great guy. So check out his Viscerai stuff. Playing him since 2020, hoping to get some nice tools in Rosetta. Yeah, that would be sweet. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what type of like generic Runeblade cards we get and whether they are impactful in either Vynnset or Viscerai. I think that'd be really cool. If you played another, you can play this. So this is just damage. Do we care? I think we just take the just damage and see what else they might have. Probably nothing. They're going to take just damage as well. So the other consideration is like we don't have like infinite blues in this deck, and we've already seen like 3 or 4. Do we put the Mauve Skies? I'm greedy. We're gonna put it in Arsenal, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Can feel myself doing it. Oh, love it. Love to see it. We get 2 blues. I mean, we do have 12 blues in with Kano, right? That's not bad. Sonic Boom. This on hit, this is also just damage, right? I think it's just damage, more or less. So I think we're just going to block 3. No Spell Void, of course. We still have Eloquence floating. It doesn't look like we're going to get much value off of it. Aether Dart. So this is not a huge punish for letting Sonic Boom hit. I guess it could have been worse. This is fine. We just take an additional 1. And turn. We're going to banish Eloquent Eulogy. Are we going to play out the Envelop in Darkness? Okay, do we go for a scary turn here? Because we could break Vexing Quillhand. We can go Vexing Quillhand, Envelop in Darkness. We could do all of the things. All of the things. Do we do all of the things? Why not? Why not? I don't know if this is the moment, but it is a moment. It is certainly a moment. Do we envelop on this? Probably. We could have just held things back for consideration just to let them think on their feet a little bit. We are going to pay because we want the extra chance. No, this was wrong. This was wrong. Sorry. I think we're just going to go because this allows us to end on chance. Sorry. We just got to think through the lines here. So I think mauve whale is better, and then we can envelop the eulogy. They know what we have in hand, but that's okay. Yeah, so we'll see what we get from Rosetta. Hopefully some generic stuff, and hopefully, okay, my call, this is my call. They're going to create us a blood shield Skeletta. It's going to be a Vynnset specialization shield, temper 2, make a rune chant. This is my dream. On block and hurt you, fine. It's going to be Vynnset specialization. They're going to give me it as a spoiler card, and it's going to be in the expansion slot. That's my dream. I hope they give something for Viscerai too. They keep giving them specializations that don't do much, so I feel for them. So hopefully you guys get something there, Viscerai players. Hang in there. I know what it's like. Our time will come. But I am very stoked for the new Rune Blades as well. Florian, it looks spicy. Very excited. Very excited for Rosetta and the vibe overall. Giving us some fun cards. I love that for us. Thank you for giving us those cards. We are going to Envelop in Darkness. We have not taken any damage yet. We are going to take this damage. Yes. We are going to play out. Oh, right. Right. It wouldn't have mattered. I thought we were going to be able to end on chance. We would have been able to end on chance if I creepers that in. Would that have been worth it? Right now we're floating 2 in case they decide to shenanigan us. I don't know. I don't know if it mattered. I could have creepers did in and we would have ended on 2 chance, which may or may not have been impactful. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. They're at 6 though, so we're in pretty good position. Yeah, ending on 2 chance would have been nice now seeing the Deathly Whale. We would have to play this really weird. We might though. We still have Ebenfold as a backup or as a safety net, so we might just do shenanigans. Because we can make something of this hand, but we'd have to keep everything, and we'd have to go shields down. Oh, man, I don't want to let them dig. They're just digging for their hand, though. Whatever. We're getting greedy. Greed. Big greeds. Okay, we're going to banish the Funeral Moon. We're going to play Shadow Puppetry. We're relying on Ebenfold as our safety net. Because we're going to go shields down otherwise, which is probably not the best idea. But we are going to present lethal, ? Yeah, we're going to present Xaxes lethal. So they have to either go for it or they're going to go for it. Aether Spindle blue. Or Aether Flare blue. It's not the end of the world. Okay, this is what I don't... Well, they're going to... I guess we're going to see what else they pull off top. They're going to Ragamuffins. They're going to put their Wildfire on top, probably, right? Then they're going to Kano it. What are they going to Kano? What did you put on top, you sneaky guy? Wildfire. That's fine. I think we survive this. We have Ebenfold. E-Pot. Yeah, I think we're okay. I don't know for a fact. Can't do Kano math that fast, but I think we're all right. Thanks for hanging out on your Monday, by the way. Hope you're having a nice Monday. Again, happy Canada Day to everybody. It's a beautiful day. Actually, it's rainy, which is why we're inside streaming. Aether Wildfire. Yes, we will 0 AB it because we went shields down, but we're going to give you Ebenfold for sure. We're going to take 4. The next Aether Flare will come in for what, 6 or 7, which is not great for us. Oh, did they kill us? Because now this called the blazing is gonna come in for a lot. Damn it. We were too brazen. Came in for 20. Oh, sad. Okay, well, we die to Kano sometimes. Um, Good game. It was a close one. It was a close one. We had a bit of an awkward start. Um, Sad. We lose the Kano a lot more now with the most recent build, even though we have AB4 Spell Void 2. A lower volume of blues, especially if things don't line up. And they were like chaining those Aether Spindles, which is very annoying. So I don't know. We'll see. Cards that I think could become relevant because of Florian. That's really interesting. My buddy and I were just talking about this yesterday. Let us take a look. I think let's use the card thingy. I haven't actually looked at this yet. They have a card database now. I want to search cards from let's just do Earth Talent. Okay. Cards I think that are going to become relevant. I mean, I honestly talk around like Channel Mount and Channel Mount. Can we zoom in more? No, I guess not. I don't think Florian is going to be a Channel Mount hero. He feels like more of a go tall hero than a go wide hero, so I don't know if he can fully take advantage of Channel Mount heroic. So I'm thinking more. I think So tomorrow. Let's look at So tomorrow. Put target Earth or Elemental card with cost 0 or greater from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. Banish So tomorrow. So this helps to kind of feed Florian's ability. If So tomorrow is played from Arsenal, draw a card. Any of those like draw a card. What does it do on blue? I wonder. So it'll just be the cost, right? Put a target Earth or Elemental card with cost 2 or greater. And I think that's probably fine. I feel like Florian's going to play. So maybe So tomorrow blue. I think those cards those Earth cards that you can play from Arsenal that replace themselves. There's another one that I can't electrify. No, electrify is a lightning card, but that will probably be good in the other Rune Blade question mark. Yeah, So tomorrow. I could see blue So tomorrow, probably more than red. I think the blue just makes more sense, especially as a block 2. I could see that for sure. Plays to his ability or their ability. Replaces itself if it's from Arsenal. Earth card goes into banish. Check. Yeah, I don't think I'll have the action points for CMH. I agree. I wouldn't go hog wild on CMH. But I mean, it's not great to spec on cards to begin with. Just hurts players trying to get into the game. If the card does become impactful, now we're contributing to inflating its price. So I wouldn't spec, but have your playset. I have my playset from the Briar days. But like my secret hope is that something like Earthlore Surge is going to be good because I really want Florian to be like a go tall. I want them to be like what I wanted Briar to be, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Wishful thinking. Earthlore Surge will be good. It's a 2 for 5. I don't know. It's Earth. It's good. Sting of Sorcery. Interesting. Sting of Sorcery, probably not Florian. Opinion on Sting of Sorcery specifically, I don't think anyone talk about it, but it could be good in Florian with CMH out. Maybe. We don't have enough information for Florian. I think if Sting is going to be impactful, it'll probably be in the Lightning. What's her name again? What's the Lightning Rune Blade's name again? This one, Aurora. I feel like if there's going to be like a go wide Rune Blade, Aurora is going to be the go wide Rune Blade. The vibe doesn't speak to me as much. Like I'm sure Aurora is going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to playing her in limited. Her sword looks friggin' sweet. But I don't know. I don't really like vibe with the the overall flavor of the card as much as I do with Florian. Like Florian is just, I don't know, seems so cool. And the earth mechanic is just really cool too. So I don't know. I'm definitely going to be a Florian person, but I think Sting of Sorcery, yeah, there's an argument to be made for Sting of Sorcery and Aurora maybe. Too bad we can't play CMH in Aurora. I don't know if I already said that CMH would be good in Aurora, but that's not going to work. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But maybe. Mordred Tide and Florian's ability stack sounds funny. Mordred Tide makes rune chance, and it doubles your rune chance. And Florian, I see. Yeah. Let's look that up. Well, let's finish looking at the Earth cards, and then let's pull up Mordred Tide because that is kind of silly. Just make a buttload of rune. I don't know. Weave Earth Red. Tome of Harvest. I like Tome of Harvest. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Fuse. Do we think Fuse is going to be a thing too? Like, are they just going to go all in with the new mechanics? Or is Fuse also going to be a thing? What does Summerwood Shelter do again? I haven't looked at these cards in a while. Defending Earth or Elemental action card gains +4. Meh. Not great. We have enough. We have other sneaky blocky shenanigans at this point. I like So Tomorrow though. Whoever called, I'm on board. I think that could be fun. I'm saying So Tomorrow, Earthlore Surge, hopefully, question mark. Oh, where are Earth's Runeblade? Sorry. Let's now go. Can we filter? Hello. Let's go back. Filter. Earth. Let's go Runeblade now. Because Sir. Oh no. Search. Stir the Wildwood, I think, is gonna be my favorite card. This is like my favorite. I love Bramblespark. I'm so high on Bramblespark. Bramblespark. That is my answer as well. I think Bramblespark is going to be. I mean, Earth Fusion is always going to be a thing, right? If we have an Earth Runeblade, they're going to be playing things like Bramblespark, so we'll be fusing. So there you go. Bramblespark, So Tomorrow. Bramblespark is just so good. Dealing an Arcane, +3. I don't know. It can't not be good, right? Explosive Growth, I'm kind of meh. Force of Nature was not a Briar specialization because it's broken, and it'd be very fun to play. Pumpkin, no, I'm just kidding. Mordred Tide's here. Let's look at Mordred Tide. Remind ourselves, until end of turn, if you would create a runechant token, create that many +1. So yeah. How does that work with Lorian's ability? Did we just open another one? Because how do we? This could be. Does it double? How does the We have to read Florian's ability. Florian, are you in the database? I wonder. No. Okay, so we're just having to Google it again. Florian fabtcg. Here. Okay. If they're okay, obviously you got to meet the criteria. If there are 4 more Earth cards, and banish. If you would create 1 or more aura tokens, instead create that many +1 of each of those tokens. Does that double up more auras? Until end of turn, if you were to create an aura, instead create that many +1. So is that like, yeah? I feel like we don't get. It doesn't create. Is it 2 instances of creation, or is it no? It's just 1 instance of a creation of 2, right? So then this would just make 1 more. It wouldn't make 2 more. That's how I'm reading it. He would make that many +2. Yeah. That would be. It would be pretty crazy if the wording worked out where he would make 2 more. But I think Mordred Tide would make 2 rune chants instead of 1, and then he would make 1 more. So then you would get 3, right? I don't know. That's cool though. That's pretty cool, I would say. And making rune chance on. So Mordred Tide. Where's the other one I wanted to look at? And we're probably not gonna have access to Rosetta Thorn because Briar's probably going to LL. I mean, Revel makes 4 rune chance, or it would make 5 with Florian's ability. That's kind of fun. What is the card I'm looking for? Runeblood Incant with Florian's ability up makes 6 rune chance over 3 turns. That's pretty cool. If we're See, that's the thing. Like, we don't know if Florian cares about rune chance or like what the vibe is going to be, but like Runeblood Incantation can be really interesting. Swarming Gloomveil because we're making so many things. Yeah, like Swarming Gloomveil, Shrill is gonna be super easy to activate. Here. I love this card, and I love the alt art of this card. I have my playset. This is another one that I would probably pick up. Earth Fusion, if you've dealt Arcane, it gets +2. If it was Fuse, it gets +2. So this can go up to 9. It's pretty good. Is it really base 5? It's a 2 for 5 or a 2 for 9 or a 2 for 7. Yeah, it's a really good card. And depending on, I mean, we're making rune chance for sure. So we're going to be dealing Arcane. I think Meet and Greet might be very good. On hit, create 2 rune chance instead of 1. I think we skipped over Meet and Greet, but I think Meet and Greet could be very interesting in Florian as well. I don't know. Maybe I got to start to like make a Florian pile, like cards that I think might be impactful in Florian, and just like start to test it to see how it feels. But again, it's like he's a bit of a black box right now, or they're a bit of a black box right now. So I don't know. I don't know. We will see. But those are my initial thoughts. Meet and Greet, Stir the Wildwood, something like Swarming Gloomveil, maybe. Don't know about Sting of 3. Like any of these that make rune chance just to make 1 more, maybe not. Like it's going to be interesting to see how easy, I mean, with Decompose, how easy it is to activate his ability, right? But yeah, I'd be considering things of that nature. Vexing Quillhand also would make 3 rune chance. That's also yeah, I don't know. Florian's gonna be a ton of fun. All right, let's get back to some Vynnset. But keep the questions coming. I love it. I am super stoked. Okay, that was fast. We got another new. New seems to be a crowd favorite. Like, oh, by the way, there's a giveaway live on the channel right now. If you haven't, I just did a simple part the missile box opening. Hadn't done a box opening in a while, and so we did one. We stapled a giveaway to it. So go over to that, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But comment on that video your favorite hero in Part the Misfail, or the one that you think is going to be most impactful in either CC or Blitz. And I'm going to choose a winner probably next week. Banish, Grasp, these 2, pass. Sorry. Comment your favorite Part the Misfail hero, and I'm going to make a custom Shadowbox altar for the winner, which I'll draw next week, of a Blitz version, so the young version of that hero, the hero of your choice. Mini Shadowbox altar, I'll send that over to you. So make sure you take a look at that. But in reading the comments for that video, lots of comments coming in. New, yeah, I don't really want this to hit. New is like the crowd favorite. Everybody's saying Zen is probably the strongest, but New, like the play style of New, seems to be very attractive to a lot of people, which I totally understand. She's super interesting. I want to keep all of this. I don't want to lose my shadow puppetry. I don't want to give up my equipment. The pain. Are they going to be sitting on Arsenal here? Okay, let's give up Deathly Delight. Let's give up 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't want to give them both of my equipment yet. Okay, this is the compromise. We're gonna banish Oblivion, which feels bad. Whatever. It's not much we can do. I think this might be the call. Can they buff this? They can buff it with... Yeah, they could. They're gonna buff it. Whatever. We're making them use their Arousing Wave. They didn't get the value on it, so it's not the end of the world. I think I'm still okay with this. So we could Creepers in the Read the Runes now. Would that be worth it? No, because we'd be pitching the Oblivion. So I could just hold on. Let's just make a demon. Why not? Let's just make a demon. No, we can't. The pain. I don't know. I still feel like they gave up a lot of value there just to make that go over. So I hate banishing the Oblivion to play Read the Runes. But that's the world we live in. I think we're just going to build up some rune chants right now. It's too bad that we had to banish the Oblivion. That might have been the wrong play right there, but I don't know. It's what we came to. Do I look up tournament deck lists for Vynnset players? I look up a lot of deck lists. Yeah, the Purple Discord's a great place. Great resource for Vynnset deck lists. The Vynnset chat or thread, or whatever you call it, is very active. I'm not on there as much as I'd like to be. It's really hard to keep up with, honestly. There's a lot of activity in the Vynnset chat. It's crazy. But there's also a Vynnset deck list channel thread thing. What is this? What? Rowdy Locals. Defended by an action card. Gets +2. If it hits a hero, discard a card. What is this from? I've never seen this card before. When this hits a hero, discard a card. If you do, they discard a card. Okay. If it's defended by an action card, it gets +2. That is a very interesting card. I'm a little frazzled because I don't know how to deal with it. We have a bunch of... I think we just let it hit. If they discard a card, we discard a card. Whatever. That's fine. Very interesting card. They discarded a card. We discard this card? Sure. We're not really paying too much attention. There aren't that many Vynnset players. Well, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of Vynnset players, but they probably don't, like, it might not be their main hero. But regardless, it's a very vocal group. So there are tons of deck lists you can find. The Purple Discord and the Purple chat, Vynnset chat, is insane. It's very, very busy. So check those out. I don't know why we're blocking this. We're just not really paying too much attention yet. But that's fine. They'll make it hit. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so check that out as a resource. There are like these red line lists. So my thoughts on like Vynnset builds. Again, the video that I posted with Nico. So Nico got a really good result to beat Battle Hardened Montreal. I was able to interview him. He spent like 2 hours and we chatted through ideas, and we have very, very similar sort of like philosophies on Vynnset. So I think like we have good sort of like mid-range builds. If you're curious though, there are a lot of redline builds floating around. I'm not convinced on the redline builds, but I'm very likely wrong. So the redline build's worth a try, 100%. I think we're just going to do the bread and butter sort of envelop in darkness whale thing. I don't know. There was a line. There was a more impactful line there, but I don't know if we care. We're just playing in the background. These are not going to be optimal plays by any stretch of the mean, by the way. We're just, hanging out, chatting, and getting some Vynnset lines in, but I'm probably making some errors here because we're not fully devoting our attention to the game, but that's okay. So the red line list is, I don't know where people have settled on the red line list. I haven't really looked at any red line lists in a little while, to tell you the truth. I'm going to end on a couple chants, sit on, reduce, or read. I kind of like that. We got a reduce, which is great. We don't have a banished target here, but we are sitting on one. We could crown away our read. Do we want a crown to try and get a banished target is the question. Let's do that. Nope. Not lucky enough to do that. I don't care if the other 3 hits, I don't think. But yeah, check out the red line list. Those are interesting. We have 2 defense reactions, so we're not that worried about this. We're going to react once, and if they do shenanigans, we will react a second time. +1 is annoying, so we'll super overblock it. And we'll get a second shot at trying to get a viable banish target by sinking this envelop. Sure. Okay, we get a banish target, which is good. And we stuff their surgical extraction. Banish widespread ruin. I feel like I want to sit on the envelop. So I think we're just going to go mauve, delight, flail, gain some life. Deck list first for beginners. I don't want to like promote my own stuff too much, but I have a ton of like, if you go back in the video log, I put out a lot of Vynnset content. I have budget lists that you can start out on. But if you have more the expensive pieces, I have lots of lists. But it really depends on like your play style, right? I think rather than just net decking, I think there's a lot of value in. Well, that's pretty good. They let that hit, so we get an extra enchant value here. Flail will gain 2 life. This is going fairly well for us. And they're going to let us end on a chant. I'm not upset with that. Pretty decent turn. Love it. Love it. Still no banish target in hand, but we are sitting on one, so I think we're good. I don't really care about this. This is just damage. Sorry. Rather than net decking is cool as a start, but play to your strengths. Like I prefer sort of like a mid-range build, and that kind of like helps me see the lines and play the deck as I want to play it. It's hard to like, I guess what I'm saying is don't force just because somebody had good results on a deck list doesn't mean that you're going to see good results on that same list if you don't favor the same lines that they favor. Does that make sense? Like you're going to favor certain lines, play to those strengths. If you like pummel, like do a heavy pummel list. Like, or, you know, if you like a mid-range style, play the mid-range style. If you want to try red line and you really want to go like full aggro, whereas like you could, red line list is insanely high, but like you will fall in your face every once in a while. If that doesn't bother you that much, and play that list. Like, okay, what are we doing with this hand is the question. Do we have to banish the rebel? I don't know. We're gonna banish the rebel. I don't know if it mattered what we banished there. So I think I want to get the envelop out. Or do we want incantation? Incantation might be, well, no, but tuning. Yeah, we're just gonna play the envelop out, I think. I don't know if this is actually correct. Below, and this is just gonna be a big beefy attack. Sending a big beef and sitting on sink below seems fine. Just felt a bit awkward with the banish and the pitch. So yeah, I think just play to your strengths. Lists out there. So I would look at the red line list. I would look at the mid-range list, which is more sort of my style list. Look at what people who are getting good results at tournaments are playing as well. But chances are they're playing to their strengths. And they get, you know, like you can take any of these lists to a good result if you're playing the lines correctly, or if you're like favoring the lines that the deck is built around. And if you get like favorable matchups, of course, like there's a certain degree of luck involved, especially on a deck like this one. There is some variance, and where you can sort of like fall on your face. So they're taking some damage. We're still at 20. So yeah, I think just like play to your strengths. Yeah, not a fan of pommel. That's totally fair. I think it's fun. Lunging press is fun too if you're trying to like push over those mobs guys. But yeah, I think it's a little gimmicky. I agree. Okay, this is a scary one. We do have 2D reacts though, and we have a banished target, and we have envelop. So blocking with Funeral Moon is just free. So we're gonna do that. I don't see a world where they're gonna push this like way over. They're just gonna give it go again. They're gonna make us. That's actually kind of annoying. Because we're gonna have to banish this reduce, I think. Because I don't want to banish the like either way, we're gonna have to end up in the situation where we're banishing reduce. So it's a little unfortunate, but we still have a safety net that is sink below. So we're just gonna sink below this, which is great. Pretty good outcome overall for us. And this is like a great 2-card hand. It's gonna be a 2 and 8 2-card hand, so a 10. So that's pretty good. Well, all thanks to Tunic, right? All thanks to Tunic. Do we pay? Do we pay is the question. If we pay, we get the banish off of Ruin, which would allow us to kind of like stuff something in our banish. Sure. I don't know. Why not? Why not? It also opens up Funeral Moon. We're gonna play Ruin. 1 unpreventable, they'll go to 10, and there'll be another 1 and 8, which I think they have to start respecting once again. Like, I think like, the idea is, like, you just want to get them. It's the same as, like, Warrior. Once you get them sub 10, they have to start giving you cards, and then their hands become, like, far less scary. They're giving us 2 very good cards, which I'm super happy to see. And then we're going to play out Funeral Moon and end on a chant. So, well, obviously we don't need to pay a second time. End on a chant and see what we draw into. Even just Phantom Wraith here. E-Strike is just damage. I don't know if we care about it. Tunic is far from being up. I think we're just going to take Enlightened Strike and see what they follow it up with. Maybe a 0 cost blue that we need to respect. But we'll see. Nope, nothing. So that's great. We get to do a bit of setup here. We're probably going to play out Incant, pitching Puppetry, and then we'll go Mob Sky's Wraith, which that gives them an attack that they need to respect. And then we also have some setup for future turns. Tunic is ticking up. This is good. Not a bad situation. Would be cool if it had. Sorry, what are we talking about? Oh, Envelop. Cost 1 on Envelop feels weird. Yeah, I don't know, but a 1 for 4, like on red, is pretty good rate, and it makes a rune chant. Like, I like it. It is very nice when Tunic pays for it, though. I don't know. Like, I think if it was a 0 cost, it'd be too strong, and even cost reduction, I think, would be too strong. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Like, obviously, we do need a little bit more to buff Vynnset. So, I mean, I wouldn't complain if Envelop had cost reduction. I think it might just be a little overtuned. But I like Envelop. I still like it. But yeah, I know it feels weird, like having to run Tunic. But Tunic for a free incant or a free Envelop feels pretty good. Yeah, I hear you though. I hear you. Envelop could be better. But even like Funeral Moon feels very undercosted, or not undercosted, but like undertuned, if that's a word, the opposite of overtuned. I feel like it could definitely do more. It feels great into new though. It's a free block. So you get 3 value off the block plus 1 rune chant. Like, it actually feels really good into new. They're thinking about this block, and that's okay. We're not going to steal a win off of them. That's just mean. Hope you guys are having a good day. Good Monday. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're enjoying Canada Day if you're Canadian. Either way, hope you're having a good one. Thanks for hanging out once again. Do we present Flail? They'll just give us stilettos, right? Do we care? Like, I don't know. Yeah, let's make them give us stilettos. Yeah, That's fine. That's fine. I don't think we're going to do anything with that 1 life. That's going to bite me in the ass. Watch. We have incant up. We can do some stuff. Eulogy. Eulogy. We can't do Funeral Moon Eloquence shenanigans with this hand, can we? So they're going to do some Transcend shenanigans here to give it like Go Again retroactively or something like that. And this is not a free block with Moon. I think we just not respect this. I don't know. So what are they doing? What are they doing? We have to banish a card. Do we care? Do we care? I don't know that we do. Sure, you can have Phantom Wraith. We'll banish the Eloquence on our own terms. Thank you very much. I think we can still do all the things, especially if they... Yeah, if they take damage, we do all the things. So we're going to Eloquent Eulogy. We're going to Mauve Skies into Wraith. I don't know that they're going to want to give us their whole hand. So they might at least take the chance. And if they do, we can follow this up with Eulogy, which will be good. Otherwise, we get like their whole hand, and that's also fine. I'm happy to sit on Eulogy for another turn. We will see what they do. They gained a life. They lost the life again, so that's great. So we'll be able to do both of our things. They have to block this since it's a red mauve. They will give us 2 cards. I don't know what this does. Cool. I didn't even read it, but it looks cool. Cool. That's fine. So we'll let that resolve. We'll play Funeral Moon. Do we want to pay? If we pay, it forces a rune chant through. They've already taken damage. Nah. Then we play Eloquent Eulogy. So yeah, I'm still like on the... I don't know if Grasp or Vexing is the correct call for new. It just feels like a really grindy match sometimes, where you might get more value out of Grasp long term. But Vexing can very much help you close the game out. So I don't know it's correct. Okay, so they block that out. They only have 1 card in hand. We still have Incantation up, so we're looking pretty good for endgame here. We do need to draw into like another impactful hand. So if this hits, we don't care. But Bounding is not doing much for us in hand. Bounding is not doing much for us in hand. I kind of wish this was something that we could like get Bounding and banish. That'd be cool. So this is just damage, but I think we do still need to like stay at a high enough life total. So let's see what they get off top. It's a ruin. It's not amazing. Well, it's okay. Because like, do we want to play the whale though? Because we can't really do everything here. So we can go incant. Yeah, I think that's the play. Let's tunic. Second incant. Eloquence doesn't do anything. That's fine. We're gonna mob skies. The ruin. There wasn't a line. There wasn't a creepers line there. No. Because we needed to create a 3rd rune chant, which would have been really challenging with Arc Knight. And next turn we'll be able to put the whale out anyways. So I think this is fine. Stripping cards from hand. It's not the most impactful turn, but next turn hopefully we can like push some real damage through. Yep, this is a very good hand. So we're gonna banish Eulogy. We're gonna go like Mob Skies, Whale, Mob Skies Eulogy, maybe Funeral. Like we can go quite wide next turn. Might be enough. Might be enough. We can even like creepers. We can get really cute and creepers in the Mob Skies or something. To be extra impactful. I don't know. We'll see. Because, well, we're going to banish this either way. We can either just play the Deathly Whale out and then just see what they do, because then we can creepers in the Mob Skies, and then they have a secret Mob Skies Eloquent Eulogy thing. We can make all of the action points here and still end on flail. I kind of like that. Let's be cheeky about it. Let's just present the whale. It's going to strip 3 cards from hand, presumably. And then we're going to give them a 4 with an on hit, a mob on hit after. Yeah. So they blocked everything, so we can't play the Funeral Moon out yet, but that's okay. Because we're just going to creepers. Yeah. We're going to creepers in a mobs, guys. Wait. No. Undo. Creepers. Pitching mobs, guys. Mobs, guys. Pass. Close chain. Nobody's lost any life yet. Well, we could flail. No, that's silly. We're gonna grasp. It'll close the chain. That's fine. It made us a rune chant. Then we get to Eloquent Eulogy with mobs, guys. So it's gonna be 4, go again on hit 3 chance. They're gonna have to give us Tunic. And then we're not gonna we don't have any use for the extra. They don't have any. They're at 2 though, so we just win, right? So now we make a chant, we swing a flail, they take 1 and 1, and they die. GG's. I don't know if that was like the right line. It was kind of a weird, cheeky line, but why no flail after rune? No, I mean, like, we could have flailed after the rune. It just doesn't get go again with the Mauve. Like, I wanted to take advantage of the Mauve's guys. Like, there are multiple ways we could have gone 3 wide there. No matter what, we were always going to go 3 wide there. Like, with the whale, ruin, and the flail. There might have been a more efficient line that would allow us to get, like, I don't know. No, because no matter what, if we go flail next, we lose our go again, right? So, I mean, we could have been more simple about it and just gone mauve. Like, we didn't need to creepers it in. Mauve, whale. They block it out. Then, I don't know. No, maybe that was right. Either way, we won. So I'm not going to overthink it. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. One more game. Let's play another one. How's everybody's day going? What's everybody up to today? At work? Hanging out? Hiding from the rain like me? Hope you're all doing well either way. KO. I haven't played KO in a while. What do we have here? We have Brute. Let's just see what the Brute matchup is all about. I haven't played this in a while, so I don't really know what so obviously Balance of Justice for Blood Rush Bellow shenanigans. Don't know whether you know, but the way you just activated Grasp has some Talishar dirt. Yeah. It wouldn't have mattered there. I know what you're talking about, though. If you activate Grasp without breaking the chain, so it would have only mattered if Whale was going to produce chance for us. So, yeah, it's a better idea for Talishar if you break the chain and then Grasp, because it doesn't see the rune chant generation. If Whale, like, nobody took damage that turn, so Whale didn't produce any rune chants. So without closing the chain, it won't rune chant that Whale produces, and it'll give you a discounted cost. But in that case, Whale wouldn't have produced a rune chant anyway, so we could have closed the chain. There's still no rune chants. Grass still costs 2. I know what you're talking about, though. It is an issue for sure. Hey, Wet Pizza, never late to the party. Welcome. I think this is just a setup turn as per usual. Turn 0. We're going to banish this Deathly Whale. I think we're just going to pass. Doesn't feel great, but I don't really want to let them filter. We're going to put this in Arsenal. But yeah, Yeah, turn was solid. I don't know if it was a perfect line, but yeah, keep that in mind. Talishar does have some weirdness with graphs, but in that case, like in that situation, it didn't matter. But yeah, if specifically if you're responding or if you're following a whale up with grasp, close the chain first because otherwise you could be cheating technically. Humid and sunny there. Wish it was raining. Where are you at? Curious. Humid and sunny. Yeah, it can be rough sometimes. Well, this is a big beefy boy. 10 go again. Why do you want to hurt us? They broke Sash immediately. That is terrifying. Oh, this is a Blood Rush Bella turn. Great. So we didn't let them filter, but they are still coming in for like hot fire. We have Envelop. I don't know. We're gonna give some cards. Yeah, we don't care for either of those cards. So we'll take 4. What else are they gonna do? This is crazy. Wild Ride, sure. Why not? Draw a discard a Wild Ride. Another 8. Yeah. Take our Balance of Justice. Do we want to draw a card? I don't know if we want to draw a card here. Maybe. Maybe. Wow. They are really coming out of the gate swinging here. Let's see what else they got. What else you got? Why not? Another 8. Sure. Why can't we activate Balance of Justice here? Hello? I guess we have to block first. That's weird. Oh man, we're gonna start the game on 21. Well, I'm not super thrilled with how that turn went. Whatever. Let's just take damage. Oh, are we supposed to activate Grasp or Balance? Yeah. This game's not going to be long. I'll tell you that. Okay, so we're going to banish the Ruin. The question is, okay, so we can either go Mauve Skies Ruin, and then they have to make a decision. They're probably going to give us cards. Then we can play Envelop, break Vexing, and still end on the Whale. I think that's the play. We're swinging some fire back at them. So 2 and 6 is 8, plus another 3 and 8, 16, 19, something like that. So yeah, we're threatening. They will have to give us 2 cards here if they don't want this to hit, or they don't care. They don't care. Nope. They realize that it was a Mob Skies, and they're gonna think twice about that. All good. Is there a no problem? No problem. Yeah. I got excited. I thought are they just gonna give us all of their equipment? No, they're gonna give us a card. Okay, blocking 7, that's fine. Excuse me. Yep, that's cool. Make a might. That's fine. Okay, we are going to break the chain. Doesn't matter. I mean, we're gonna have to break the chain anyways, so let's break the chain. Let's play. I don't know. This game's not going to go very long, so let's get some value here and start chaining some stuff, hopefully. So yes, we want to take the damage. We're going to break Vexing. This might be a bit early for Vexing. Usually like to save it. But this gives them another 3 and 8 to contend with. And they're just trying to put their foot on the gas. So we'll threaten their life total. We'll end on 2 chance. That's fine. Like we did very much start on the back foot here. So we have some work to do to catch up. I really wish we had a defense reaction in Arsenal. I don't remember the makeup of this deck for Brute, but we should have defense reactions in because stuffing a pulping, there's nothing sweeter than shutting a pulping down. It's just so tasty. We end on 2, so we're gonna be able to whale. So we want to Mob Skies Whale and keep this, so we can give a Wraith. And then I think that's fine. We'll take 5 to 15. Ouch. And they will follow it up with what? A claw, maybe? A claw, maybe? Or they're just going to Arsenal set up for next turn. Arsenal that Blood Rush Bellow. Or if they cast the Bones, that would be very bad. Very bad. Do I bring Oblivion into faster? I don't know what the matchups? Oh, matchups. Faster matchups. No. No, I typically don't bring Oblivion into much. Mostly like Guardian, Kano, obviously. New, because it's a blue that they can't really do much with. But I don't really value Oblivion. I feel like it can be a trap. Like it feels really good when it works, but I don't know if it's one that you want to like hyper focus on. Okay, Red Mauve Whale is not bad. Plus a little incant setup. We're still behind, but thank you, matchups. Yeah, we got there. Yeah, no, but I see like it gives them something that they have to respect, or if they're not respecting it, you're getting like crazy value. So I could see it. I mean, it's blue. It's fine. But no, I don't value it heavily in the like aggro matchups. Could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, just let it hit. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Just let me make rune chance. Right? Right. They are really wondering. I think they're just trying to figure out how to keep their hand while blocking, which I don't think is going to happen. But yep, they're going to make a compromise here. They're giving us some power cards, which we like to see. I think we follow up with flail every time, right? Yeah. Flail always requires a flail. They're going to block it, but it doesn't matter. Get rune chant. Has been eaten up. A swing big for 9 is nothing to scoff at. We're gonna banish. Hopefully, we can make it big, but we have to take 6 to 8. Oh, we're really like leaking here. So we're gonna give them bounding. Do we just give them bloodied oval? I think it doesn't really matter at this point. Take 5 to 9. Do we value? I don't know if Revel's gonna do much for us. I mean, it could pay for envelop, right? So, I mean, either we block it. If we hold both of these cards, it's a 2 card for 4 value that gains us life. If we block, it's just 4. I'm just going to get greedy. The math works out the same either way. We get a little extra value on the life gain if we hold them in hand. We're going to 9, which doesn't feel great. But this is the world that we live in. So we're going to play it out. It makes us a rune chant. This come in for 4 and 8. They don't have any. I never identified that. They don't have Arcane Barrier. So maybe we should have been playing this a bit slow. It's hard to when they do a crazy Sash Blood Rush Bellow turn, though, on turn 1. So I don't know if we actually played it incorrectly, but we might want to drag the game out. We haven't been drawing into any D-Reacts, and I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, another Blood Rush Bellow turn. Here we go. Hopefully their banish doesn't line up, but I don't know. This could be it, my friends. This could be it for us. I don't know. It's definitely not great. Pulping for 10. Again, really wish I had that D-React. What does our next turn look like? Well, but they're going to do so much more damage is the problem. There's like, we could read the runes on our turn, but then we're like dead, I think. I don't know. Let's see. So we'll give them this no matter what. We're going to take 7 to 3. There's no way that no, we can't. Oh, it's not good. I might just have to give them our hand, because even claw at 5 is something we need to respect. Not good. Not good. So if we banish this, we'll have 2 chance. If we banish, I think bounding is probably a better banish target. They're probably gonna claw though, so we probably just have to give them hand. Let's give them those 2 cards first. Block out the 5. They're gonna give us an oh, they only have 1 claw. What am I talking about? It's KO. So they're just gonna come in for 10. That's fine. What was that? Another 10, 25 damage turn. Casual. Casual 25. Good game. KO's a menace, man, when things line up. I want to give KO another shot. I want to. Well, I mean, I have it built in paper, but I want to bring it to some armories. Take a little break from Vynnset. Not really like. I'm still gonna play a bunch of Vynnset. I'm still gonna stream Vynnset content and make Vynnset content, and we're not giving up on Vynnset. But I just need a little palate cleanser. As mentioned, we played so much Vynnset at the US Nats and side events and the calling, and yeah, played a ton. That was a quick one. Let's do one more. Why not? One more. One more. It'll be quick. Watch it be a grindy guardian. That's the punishment. That's my punishment. Now we'll play one more, get some hands in. Another Kano. That's kind of fun. Okay, I gotta build it. I don't have a Kano just because the sideboarding is very obvious for Kano. All the AB, the Spell Void, and then just our yellows and blues. Yellows, blues, yellows, blues, yellows, blues. And actually, I think we're gonna go Beseech. Let's just put 2 Beseech in for those last 2 cards. And then let's hope they don't. Our last Kano rolled pretty hot, so we'll see how this one goes. We have Read the Runes in our opening hand, which is great to see. Have a good setup turn. They get to go first. Aether Spindle is pretty nice in your opening hand, so we're not going to be able to block it all out, but we're going to block as much of it as possible. Not Spell Void. So we're going to take 1. They're going to get to opt the top card of their deck. They end their turn, which is cool. We'll make a Rune Chant. No. So pretty good turn 0 for us, actually. We get a little bit of value. They will end their turn, which is fine. We will put this Deathly Whale on the bottom. Don't think it matters. We will banish Eloquent Eulogy, probably. We will read the Ruins. I think we just want to set up here. We're holding blues in case they want to do shenanigans. Then we're just going to pass. Just going to set up a big turn. We're going to put the mobs guys in Arsenal. We have so many blues, which we love to see. Aether Flare. We're gonna block the whole 4. Pitching Whale and Shadow. Yep. I thought we had a Whale in banish. Because next turn, Whale, Mauve, Eulogy. I don't know. Okay, this is still fine. So we're blocking that out. We have a KO player at our local armories, and I tried siding out Read the Runes. Interesting. Oblivion in favor, some additional 3 blocks. I don't hate that. Read is a setup, and it's, yeah, you could get punished for taking a setup. Like, Read is great on turn 0. I agree with you. I don't know if you want to see Read, unless you have Eloquence up, right? That makes sense to me. Side out Read, Oblivion in favor, and some additional 3 blocks. Carapace into him, ended up taking an extra block, helped. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. I kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to race him, but that totally makes sense for sure. We'll block 2, take 1. It'll allow them to tutor something. I don't know if that's gonna. We might pay for that. I'm not sure. They don't have E-Pod up. I'm feeling okay about how this is going so far. We have 5 chance built up. I'm getting a little greedy holding this Whale back. I think it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna go Mauve Skies to Whale. I don't know if they're gonna like. Are they gonna want to pitch to give us their hand essentially? They have to give us. No, they're gonna have to take some damage here. I mean, they do have AB, but okay. So they're gonna take some damage, which is gonna allow us to follow this up with Eloquent Eulogy. We have a sneaky card in hand, but little do they know it does nothing really. But they might think it's a blue. They're gonna let this hit. That's great. We don't even need to break the chain. We're going to follow it up with Eloquent Eulogy. So for 1 and 4, make Eloquence. We'll put this in Arsenal, I guess. Or maybe we don't. I don't know. So we'll take another 4 to 15. I think we do Arsenal this, right? Because we want more opportunity to draw into blues. They're going to just let everything resolve and then Kano at the end of our turn. They're going to Kano Lessons. Kano Lessons. That's fine. They're gonna Kano again. What are they gonna Kano this time? They're gonna play the Kano in response to Kano or play the lessons in response to Kano. They're gonna Kindle to make lessons bigger. Lessons. For 4, we can't block 4, obviously, and they know that. I don't think we bothered to block any of it, because they're going to be able to tutor whatever they want, even if we AB1. So they keep tutoring Tome, which I don't understand because I don't play Kano. But I think that just allows them to dig, see more of their deck, I guess. Draw into blues, Kano some more, deal some more damage. That's fine. Excuse me. Tome, they're going to see more cards. See how many cards they can get in pitch here. They have 6 so far. 3 more in hand, or 2 more in hand, 1 banish. Aether Quickening is fine. We don't care. That's fine. Take 2. I'm taking 9 damage total this turn. They're going to end the turn there with the 2 cards they have left in hand. I guess no more blues. We're still going to Arsenal that. We do draw into Oblivion. On our turn, it's just going to be 1 big beef attack, which I think is fine. They are presenting Aether Flare for 4, which we will block out. Pitching Oblivion, and do we care for life gain or raw damage? I think just raw damage. No Spell Void. So we're blocking it out. They're ending their turn. We are going to ruin. I mean, we're going shields down, but I don't know if it matters. We don't need to take the damage here. It'll be for 2 and 9, which is not quite lethal, but it's getting them closer to that lethal range. They can always draw like into hot fire. I don't know if they've stacked their deck necessarily, so they can get lucky. Good evening, Mad Hatter. Thanks for joining us from the UK. Happy Canada Day in the UK. You know what? You guys can celebrate too. We're all Commonwealth, right? Oh, maybe they did stack some stuff on top. I don't know how Kano works, guys. Did they just like luck into this, or have they been setting their deck up? Storm Striders, a wildfire, I'm sure. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Are we just dead? I hate when I'm just dead to Kano. What are we doing wrong? We used to love this. What just happened to the wildfire? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So we're going to block 0. We have nothing in hand. That's unfortunate. I think it's just the lower volume of blues is hurting our Kano matchup for sure. Okay, so we took 4. So then Aether Flare will come in for like 9 or something stupid. And then it'll buff Blazing. Yeah, we're probably just dead. Okay, that's 7. So now we took a lot. And this is probably more than 20. No, is it not more than 20? 22. It is. Okay, cool. So we're just dead. Wow, we lost our 2 Kano matchups. That's really not good. So either I'm like I'm doing something incorrectly into Kano, or our matchup has been really hurt with a lower volume of blues. Because this matchup used to be very free. If we're struggling into Kano though, we could put in we could go Spellblade 4, which because I find like I'm going shields down to push damage, which might be the issue. Maybe I'm being too greedy. But we're on 12 blues max, right? Which is nowhere near where we used to be, like 16 to 18 blues. And so like you could easily just hold back a blue and just push bare minimum damage, or like chip them away. So maybe we do need another, like Spellblade 4 would definitely cement this matchup. I don't know if Kano is that big of an issue though, if it like warrants another sideboard slot. But maybe we just died to 2. Like what I don't know is like did they set up their deck to draw into both Aether Flare and Blazing? Or did they just get like insanely lucky? Because I lose track of what they're doing. Kano's too big brain for me. Anyways, that was fun. I think I'm gonna call it. Thanks for hanging out though. It's been almost 2 hours. I appreciate you all. Keep grinding, Vynnset. Let me know if you've like having success on this list. Maybe this list is not like, I feel very, very solid on this list, and I feel like this list is pretty settled. I'm having a hard time finding sideboard slots, but maybe like we go up to a higher volume of blues. You can take this deck in 2 directions. You either go Nebula Blade, bring in a bunch more blues, and then that would definitely like help with the Kano matchup. Chains of Eminence is really, we didn't see any Zens today. I feel fine on the new matchup. We won both of our new matchups today. We won our new matchups. We lost to a KO and we lost to 2 Kanos, which is frustrating because Kano shouldn't be that hard. But if that becomes more of an issue, we could go blue leaning Nebula Blade build. Chains would be really cool. I'm still I don't know the line list. Definitely not going to help with the Kano matchup. But something that you could consider. But yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks, Wet Pizza. You take care of yourself as well. Vynnset at our armory usually does very well. Dory, I know that pain. We had a very great guy. Dana was a big Dory main. We don't have that many warrior mains anymore in our local armories, but warrior, I'm always very uncomfortable sitting across from a warrior. Super hard to get around. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Super stoked for Rosetta. So there's gonna be lots of Florian content, and there's gonna be I've already bought a case of Rosetta. So there's gonna be some Rosetta box openings. If you like the box openings on the channel, I'm gonna be opening more Rosetta. It's the set that I'm gonna buy the most of in a while for obvious reasons. I love Rimblade. I love the flavor of this set. So I already bought a case. I pre-ordered a case. I'm going to pick up another couple boxes locally here. Going to pick up the Blitz collection. I'm pretty all in on Rosetta. So there's going to be some Rosetta content on the channel coming up, including there's definitely going to be some Florian content. And I'm going to get in on the Florian content as early as possible. I know spoiler season is going to be a bit different this time. They're not spoiling the high rarity stuff. So we're not going to be able to theory craft Florian to its fullest extent until we see what happens at the world premiere, which is in Tampa. I really wish I could be there. It's in September, which is the beginning of term for I teach. So I'm not going to be able to swing it, unfortunately, with term starting up. Not a great time for me to travel, but I would love to be there. I think it's going to be sick. But we're going to theory craft with Florian as much as possible with what we get during spoiler season. I think even with like early spoilers, the low rarity stuff will probably give us a good idea of the flavor and like the direction that Florian's going to lean. So we could probably get like a core list together and then like supplement some. I don't think any high rarity stuff is going to like fundamentally break the list. Maybe. So I'm really excited to see though. I think we might become Florian mains. I don't want to like Like, Vynnset will always be my queen, but, Florian's gonna give her a run for her money, I think. I'm, like, pretty all in, and it'll be nice, like, we always need a change, even though, like, we're, like, pretty all in on Vynnset. I'm always gonna make Vynnset content. We're gonna revisit the deck. Vynnset's not going anywhere, but, like, I'm looking for a little bit of a change, so I'm excited for Florian for sure. Anyways, enough of that. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much for hanging out once again. And we'll chat again very soon, I'm sure. Cheers.